check this out, God. And this is something that we built on before, because now when I first was getting this knowledge, one of my influences was Brand Nubian. And one of the influences in Brand Nubian was like a Lord Jamar.
All right.
Right? So, and as he was building through his music, I was influenced. I was getting, as a young God coming up, I was listening to him. But then I wound up meeting him in person.
Mm-hmm.
And then when I met him in person, he told me that the earth is flat.
When did he tell you that? I met him, he never said that to me.
He said, well, look at some of his podcasts.
Oh, this is some new shit.
This is new.
No, but I understand why people do that. So you gotta remember, Lord, everybody didn't receive this and let go of Christianity. Some people still had a little bit. You ever remember that movie with Superman and he's and that it's a IA has three little dots on his IA. I don't remember the name of the person, but the point I'm making is, even when that IA would die, or even like in the Avengers when that IA would die, or even in the Matrix when the IA would die, it'd leave a piece of it somewhere in the hard drive, on the PC board. Some little tiny fraction of it is still there. So, some little tiny fraction of white Jesus, and that the Bible is right and exact in its form that it is today, and that the white man got some kind of truth, and all of that is still a little tiny bit
This is true, God.
sitting there.
I'm an eyewitness to that.
Like a Trojan horse.
Not only did I see, I was taught recently, when talk about bear witness. You don't have to bear. I'm an eyewitness to that. I'm an eyewitness to that, because when I was younger and I was getting this knowledge, he said, in one of his songs, he said, they say the gods must be crazy because I don't bow to the cross. I even had a priest get tossed. And I'm thinking to myself, wait a minute, you don't bow to the cross? Like, and this is me in my early years. I said, you don't bow. Why wouldn't you bow to the cross? Then as I went on later on, I did the knowledge to it, and I said, oh, okay. And that was a pin that I had to take out my own head. You get what I'm saying?
Bowing to the cross, you thought that you should bow to it.
Right. When I was young, because
yeah. You don't know.
I don't know yet. I don't know.
Saying, why you won't do that?
Why
you dissing the cross?
You dissing the cross, right? But and I'm getting the knowledge, but that
pin ain't gone.
That pin wasn't gone.
You got more than one pin.
Of course, right.
Thousands of them. You gotta get them out. Sometimes you could grab a handful out. Some of them. It's when you got a bunch of them going. That's when the big problem comes, because those one little ones here and a little one over there. Because this is what I do know for a fact. Flat Earth syndrome, flat Earth people, flat Earth society, that whole flat Earth theology, metaphysics, scientific understanding of what they think the universe is about is a religion.
Word is bond. I see that, God. Now see, when he said that to me, when he told me that the earth is flat, now I'm more advanced in my knowledge. And I couldn't take that on face value. Then I go into my 120 and I said, wait a minute, the earth is, in circumference, is 24,896,000 miles. So
no, but look at it. Why wouldn't you couldn't take it on face value? Why? Because it doesn't correlate.
It doesn't correlate
with 120.
Right. No, but not.
I don't think that you're smarter than 120.
well, but then.
Because if you're smarter than 120, you're smarter than the father, W.D. Farad, Elijah, Malcolm, Martin. You smarter than all them that was like really making moves. You're smarter than them. If Malcolm and Khalid and Farrakhan and all them, whether they did right or wrong, they do pretty good when it comes to debating them scientists. I seen Malcolm rip them up in those tapes. He was using 120. He was slaughtering them. So, if he could use 120 to rip them up, and you let those Christians from Europe, because I looked up all of those flat earth people, and at the end of the day, they get to be Jupiter, or Zeus, or Odin. That's the end of their rope. End up going right there. And they used to open their openings because those people got a new and upstart guard called Christian. And they went with Jesus. And they still took
those pens, basically.
That was his passive pen. That's their coach, their creed. They still bear witness to Thor. They wouldn't let him get out the comics. They kept Thor. They kept Odin. Look, in our lessons, and we look into our actual effects and our solar effects. As soon as you get into your solar effect, what? Is that the name of that planet for real? Or is that really equality? They're all planets.
They're all planets.
So they're all equality.
Right.
All right. So, but we named them Mercury and all that. No, we didn't name them that. Those are the names from the Greek gods.
Absolutely.
And the Roman gods.
Right.
And that was their true gods. When they be talking about this mythology, you're kind of dissing them. That was their religion. For thousands of years, they bowed down to Baal and all those gods. They loved Thor and Odin and all those gods. They love them so much they kept them alive. How come we know about Greek mythology to this day? Roman mythology and Greek mythology is the same thing, just different names. Jupiter and Zeus are the same god, which in Green Book, that's Baal. That's him. That's the same one with his sister Ashtoreth and all of that went down.
Right.
It's the same story going around that way. Now they got it. So
yeah, but you know, here's my point is that when he brought that, he's somebody who supposedly is rooted in 120, but then that showed me that he wasn't
But
rooted.
you hit the curve. What was the first word you used?
Rooted?
No. Supposedly.
Supposedly. Okay.
Okay, that's almost like when I say so-called white man, so-called black man. Cause, yeah, we say that now because that's the terms we use, black, brown, red, yellow, white. But 50,000 years ago, we wasn't using those terms. We wasn't even speaking English. It wasn't this concept. See? So that tells me that language, we use this language so that we get the concept in our head who I'm talking about. You ever see the young people? They really pretty much call nigger all men, bitches all women. But they still mean black people when they saying bitches and niggas too. And usually when they talking about, they'll say something like, oh, that white nigga, that Chinese nigga. That's when you know they talking about somebody else. So that's when your vocabulary is not at the length that it should be. So we use, as a people, we use in the English language and the words don't mix with us good. So we use the same word to mean a lot of things.
Yeah, so like these words do become ameliorated.
And he kept that white Jesus word. At the end of the day, white Jesus, even if he changed that white Jesus to black Jesus, he just superimposed black Jesus on the white ideology of the teachings of 120. And that's a fact. That's what went down.
Now, like, but again, this thing, when we're teaching God, and somebody says something to you, so if you was to come to me and say to me, the earth is flat, I'm gonna have to measure. I have to go into my mathematics to really, where you getting that from?
You might have to do it to do that. But in all actuality, these are things that have already been proven. It's like I'm going in the almanac, and I look in the almanac, and it says the Precambrian period and go up, and we say, well, the ancients said it was always this kind of weather around this time. We keep it. And then you tell me, no, it ain't. And I need to show and prove it. Why do I need to show and prove it? The almanac already been shown and proved. You're showing and proving something maybe to yourself, but it's already been shown and proved.
No. Well, this is where, because, you know, again, this is why we're all each given mathematics, because we're not, you know, we're all scientists, mathematicians, and
No, we're not. We assume we all are.
Well, we should be.
Ain't no sense.
No. You're right. Well, pardon me. Let me.
Some people are coons.
No, we right. Some people. Okay, but we are given mathematics so that we can at least come out of that coonery.
Everybody
We can start to come out that coonery.
Maybe.
Maybe. Sometimes.
Maybe. I know people that stay coon.
Right. But these are the things. Mathematics is absolute. Right. So mathematics. So that should tell you, like.
Yeah.
We should be able to, now we should be able to measure, like, all right. No, mathematics should tell me that divine understanding, the God is right in front of me.
If you have the aptitude, the intelligence, the accumulated facts, you can make these kind of judgment calls. But what if you don't have those tools?
No. But see, I can't say that Jamar didn't have those tools.
You can say it, because you don't really know.
No, I know in building with him, a lot of what he says has said, I can agree with.
Right.
A lot, but then when he came with that, That's when it was like.
But that shows, gee, listen to me. Sometimes a Trojan horse don't open up right away.
Trojan horse.
It doesn't. Look, you remember the Greek mythology. That horse didn't do anything to them when they had it. It didn't do anything to them when they brought it in. It didn't do anything to them when they went to bed. But when they went to sleep, it came out on
Came out on it. Wow.
So, when he went to sleep, it came out on his ass. And all it need is something to spark that doubt in you. And then if your foundation, see, look, what if you really still believe that the Bible is holy? And when they say to you, well, the Bible says it, you might go with it.
Right. So for me, God, see, because I came out of that.
See, you could get caught.
I can see how we could get caught with that, God, because I came out of that mindset. See, mathematics for me brought me out of that mindset. You get what I'm saying? It brought me into and then my first degree out of that, with dealing with mathematics and alphabets, was who was the original man.
But when you're in the entertainment world, it's different for you than it is. That world is not this world. Those are two different worlds. You're 5% nation in that world.
Yeah, right. See,
you know about this way more than they do.
So, but when he come amongst me,
to here,
I told him, I said, if you deal with mathematics, then there's a chance for you to return from that mental death and power. Now I'm saying
sometimes you can't come back, G.
No, you can't. No, but if you have mathematics can bring you out of that. You can get out of that with mathematics. If you can find your way.
You can.
He's
proven that everybody can.
But if you can find your way back,
if a civilized person does not perform his duty, what must be done? That just make me think of buck, bring rain, hail, snow, and earthquake. That's exactly what I said. That's exactly what I said. He's making it come, and then it go right to, is anything to do with that buff? Question number 10, who is that mystery God? So when you went to the flat world people, you had to go with a mystery God because there's a dome. There's no way that you could sustain something on those 4 pillars in the middle of space on a flat surface with ice around it and a dome on the top and the moon and the sun is only 3,000 something miles and the space is in back of it. If there ain't no mystery God, who's controlling all of that? That shit can't be, it's not something that you can leave alone and let it go on its own. Then when he told you that it was flat, in your mind you went back to 120 and he said, well, 120 said it ain't flat. So
right. And not just 120. Not just 120.
No, but that's my route.
Right. No,
I'm going 120.
Right, that's my route also. Now
we looked at other things too, and they said this and not that.
Hold on. Now the route in 120 it talks about the circumference of the earth, 24,896. Now you could go to Wikipedia, you could go to the Almanac, you could go to the
We can do it ourselves. We can measure it.
Right.
We can go to Far Rock and measure it.
Right, so we have all these different measurements to say, well, yo, that's not right and exact.
We're getting the balloon. There's a lot of shit we could do.
There's a lot that we can do. This is what I'm saying.
Dude, seriously?
Right. So this is what I mean.
In these day and time.
In this day and time.
Saying that now. When I know we could get at the end of Far Rock, you get on that beach, I'm gonna take that boat out. We're gonna put a telescope on a tripod. It's not gonna move. We're gonna fix it in place. We're gonna aim that tripod right out to that horizon. And you're gonna have one on the boat. And we're gonna keep going out and out and out until I go behind that horizon. When you look from your perspective,
from your telescope,
looking back at me, you're gonna be looking into the universe. See? And even though I'm looking across to that horizon, when I get past the horizon, where am I looking? Right, into the universe. I'm looking into it too. If it get dark, it'll be blue while the ether will make it look blue while we're in the daylight. But at night you're gonna see the stars.
There's so many holes in the flat earth.
What's the X hole? Is the microscope. The microscope kills them because that's right here with me.
But God, even before that, before we get into 120, God, like see how I look at it, God, supreme mathematics. You get to cipher the basis.
Well, when we say 120, we encompass the whole thing.
No. I'm just saying that mathematics itself, when you get from knowledge to born and a cipher, and you get to the cipher, that alone
let you know that there's also spheres.
Spheres.
Cipher is kind of flat.
No. No, but on paper it's flat.
It is flat. When I'm writing on the paper, it's flat.
On paper, but 360 in all directions is a sphere.
It's a sphere.
And, right, 360 in all directions is
the
a sphere.
same thing as a square is really a cube. It's six-sided. You're six-sided. Right? You got a top and bottom, front, back, right and left. That's a square. You just more looking like a rectangle. But because if you wasn't a rectangle, you couldn't function in this vortex.
So that's why I asked the question: if the Earth is flat, then what's on the other side?
They told you. I showed you the pictures.
No.
I put it on the thing.
No.
Dude, that's the pictures they use. I went in their society. That's what they use. It looks like that. That ain't a figment. That's not a depiction of what they say that. Those pictures I showed you, the dome, read their lessons. I read their lessons. I'm like, oh, so there's some kind of, I said, so who's doing all of that? It gotta be God. And they was like, right, God is doing it. It come from the Bible God. Yeah, the Bible God, the Yahweh and all. So now I know y'all are religion.
But that's where it became a problem for me. Like, Lord Jamar said this?
No, that doesn't become a problem for me. You know why? Because he's an entertainer. And entertainers go by things that happen. And when you're not really that relevant in that world, like he's relevant, but not in that world. Like he's not making hits anymore like that. Right? Not like when we was young and we was listening to Brand Nubian and Wu-Tang and all that. He's not really relevant like that.
So you're saying that he's saying that because he's trying to become relevant?
No, but when you're not relevant no more, you open, you're in that world. Remember now, you become addicted to that, and that is what your world is really that. And when you're not, see, in our world, this is what if tomorrow they be saying something to the effect like, if we don't like your videos, you can't do videos for law school no more, you're not in this nation no more, you ain't with us, I ain't fucking speaking to you, I'm lose my number. You might say, oh, I don't care about that, but inside we'll be wrapped. Like,
but here's the thing. But see, as a nation, and this is where I was getting at about we don't take anything on face value, because as a nation we could come together. Like if I see something that you don't see, and I'm telling you this, and you say, well, God, I don't see that. Well, then at least I can come to you and I can say, well, let's measure this, and let's come together, and let's so that we can agree. And as a nation, now he's every day. He's
an entertainer.
But do the now, y'all. Now he has something called the Godcast. So
he's still an entertainer.
Right. No, I get it.
He thinks he's.
But he's still
like more royalty.
He's identifying himself as
royalty.
But he's still identifying himself as a 5%er.
But he's still the royalty. I am the entertainer. I got the more money. I'm in the position of everybody knows me.
I wouldn't go that far.
Of course it's not. You don't have to go that far. People do know him. More people know his face than know ours.
Of course, right.
So you don't think that plays on someone's psyche?
Well, I would
many people know him?
I do, but what I'm saying is that
Glad ain't interviewing us.
No, but I mean,
he's interviewing him.
As the gods, you know what I'm saying? Like we came together and we agreed that mathematics is an absolute science.
That's what I said this morning.
We agreed that, and then we agreed on the tenets of 120 being right, because we could go through and we could show and prove these to each other.
Because we got people that is like an almanac that's before us.
But that's one aspect. But even with us, because the people.
Well, after we saw what they did, then we did our own research. So we came with the same conclusion.
Yeah, but my point, because they use 1 + 1 = 2, or 1 + 2 = 3, and we did the same thing. We came to the same conclusion. So this is how we do as a nation. He can't come amongst us and do that.
Well, he came up with a conclusion too.
No, he can't come to the true and living God.
He can come. They will let him come. They will build with him about that. They will let him come. He can come.
Yeah. But
he can come and build with us about it.
Yeah, but that'll be shut down.
But you said when you built with him, it wasn't. See how we going back and forth?
Mm-hmm. We building.
But I'm not telling you this is how it is. Mm-hmm. But a certain time when people are at a certain status quo within the system, they think that they should be able to tell you something and you go with it. Because I'm that. I got more money than you. Basically, that's what it goes down to. I got more money than you. I got more status than you. I know more I'm entertainer. I'm larger than you. You should listen to me.
I asked these questions. That's true. That's a fact. That's a fact.
You think
And I asked him. I said, God. I said, yo.
That ego kick in.
How long you been studying this? He said 6 days. This was last year.
I can't fuck with you.
Yo, where is Mark? God? He said, yo, where is Mark?
But you didn't look. Even in the 6 days, the first thing you see is those devils.
Yeah, God, that's what I'm saying. And then
go on my Facebook.
Then he sent me
on my timeline, and I showed you all the devils that it came from. So, the founder and the founders of Flat World Society is the devil. And so now you want me. I might as well
no. But see,
that's what he's doing.
No, word is born. See, God,
if he's saying it's right, exactly, he's telling you that. You don't think he wanted you to be a witness and be with him?
Of course. That's why he's sending me all these links and whatnot.
Is he trying to prove it to you?
He's trying to prove it to you.
He's trying to show and prove this to you, son.
But I
found something new. The father wasn't right. 128. Y'all need to fix 120. I hear him say, y'all need to repair that part. Well, we need to repair it to the devil's liking. And then you want to coon with the devil. You stay over there and coon and dance and be a coon.
That's my point, dog.
Because that's cooning.
Now here's enough. Because he said he got it from the devil. But see, now he sent me this link, right? This brother Sanchez, right? So I did an analysis. He's really under the mindset of Dr. York. I call him Dr. Pork. You know what I'm saying? So,
it's another nut.
Right. So he's under the mindset of that. But he, Dr.
That's the same thing. No, but Dr. York wasn't Flat World. He liked the Hollow World people. He was into that one. He's more to the hollow earth.
I'm not even familiar with that.
Okay, see, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
I'm him. I'm the one that looked into it. I know these guys. Come on, stop. I know y'all. Stop playing with me. I know Imam Mubaba, your brother. Imam Isa. Stop. You was Imam Isa, then you was Dr. York. All of them, I don't know where they be. They be going all the way over there somewhere with theirs. You know, way back in the days, he was giving out Shahada and shit. We all went and took Shahada with him and shit, because his brother, and we knew the grandma, the whole 9 yard. Princess and Understanding used to do IT for Imam Mubaba right over there near Bedford, near the Armory. He was down by that statue in BK. Stop. That's why when I'm looking at them, I'm saying, come on, man. Stop. I was a teenager. Me and Princess had just got together, so...
Well, God, see, this is why...
That's why I can remember the dates.
We're in the information age. So, in the information age...
I don't really know if there's so much information.
No. Reason why I'm saying that...
You could have dumb to me.
Well, see, information could be...
If it ain't on Google, they don't even know it exists.
But information isn't knowledge.
No, it's not.
No, it's not. Information is not knowledge. So knowledge is our foundation, and knowledge is dealing with what's right. Exactly.
Right.
I'm saying information could be misinformation or just...
Here they
go.
I knew I had them. These are devils right here. I put it right on my wall. Y'all can go right to my wall on my timeline or whatever the fuck they call it nowadays. Timeline. And I showed you all the devils.
No, I remember because you was going through it. That's why I brought it up, because you were recently going through that, right? You was going through that.
I did it because people kept asking me about it, and so I was telling them, but they wasn't getting. They needed to see pictures. Like, I got to show y'all who the founders are.
Right.
These are
right. But now do it now. Jamar sent me this link with Brother Sanchez, and Brother Sanchez was talking about our ancient Kemet people were dealing with the flat world because it was dealing with Nut and Geb. Now, let's see you do that, God.
Because he's making me boring. Because Brother Sanchez, at the end of the day, there's a bunch of Sanchez's that did some other research. Some of them was going after the Pope. Other ones was going with Eastern Orthodox. Other ones was going with Protestant movement. Hell, there's a bunch of Sanchez's in South America. They all think it's Catholic and white Jesus. So they got the tendency, a lot of times, that people had the tendency, really, to go with the devil because they the ruler. So just because he's some Sanchez, he act like he studied some Egyptology, he incorporated a little Christianity with it, and he's still kissing the devil ass.
Right, exactly.
Come on, stop. I don't care.
And not only that, but let's look at our people in ancient Kemet. A lot of them was dealing with 10% the people.
We don't know.
No, well, I mean,
That's what we basing it on what?
But you look at some of the things that they were saying. Like you look at Akhenaten and whatnot when he was trying to break.
That's still he say she say because we got to go read them hieroglyphics our damn self. Well,
going according to what
don't know what the hell. People be lying and making up stories in front and acting like it was this because they don't want you to go with that. I remember they was telling everybody the pyramids was a tomb. Now all of a sudden they figured out it wasn't no tomb. So I mean I don't go with what they say. I try to figure out. I remember that God Divine from Atlanta. He read that hieroglyphic stuff. So, see, that's what it is. That's why I always say somebody in the nation do it. So he really into reading it, not listening to Budge and those clowns. Dude, at the end of the day, I go and I find out who is Budge? Colonel Budge, the English devil? Are you serious? So you taking his interpretation. You seen how they interpret things. They never tell the truth.
Well, Elijah said that Egypt was like the end of our height. Like that was like towards the end of our height of
well, that was the last of it.
The last of it, and I was where we fell.
When we see the pyramids, that's the decline.
So right, and in the decline. So and I looking at it from my mathematical point of view here, I could see why there was a decline because they started dealing with things that were over themselves.
That's not true. That's not true. What happens in society, and you'll see it when you start dealing with anthropology and history and land and what happens. Nations rise and fall. I don't give a fuck if they right and exact or they not. It doesn't matter. It's time. Time makes you go up. Time also makes you go down. Just like, and eventually, there's gonna be enough water to cover up shit.
What would be the reason for a nation to go down? What would be
time, G?
No, it's not just time. What in time? What in time?
Things happen in time.
Right,
what happens with people?
Right.
Some things go up, information go up. Some information go down. Sometimes people get complacent. They get fat. They get lazy. They ain't greasy no more. There's a whole lot of shit. It ain't one thing.
But there is a cause and effect.
It's always a cause and effect. As above, so below. As below, so above. The pendulum swing manifests in everything. We know these rules and regulations. Them 7 principles. Yes, they apply, but there's nothing absolute. It's not just one thing that you can point your finger
on. No. I'm not saying one thing.
They were chasing after the gods of Europe, and that's why they fell off. Shut the fuck up.
No. I see that. I'm just saying that in time,
it's complex.
It is complex.
It's very complex, and a lot of shit happens. At the same time, when you motherfuckers was chasing after mystery gods, then the hordes might have been coming out of the caves of West Asia and attacking, and you might have not been working out like y'all used to be because now y'all chilling. That's like at one time Tyson was working out hard, then he got a little high.
Yeah,
and so y'all caught us a little high and then beat us up and shit happens.
I appreciate you coming through.
That's what I came. This your cipher, Lord.
Yeah, God. Well, I wanted to say that this is our cipher.
Well, we the gods, so it is our cipher. But the physical labor that made this, dude, I wasn't here when all this went on.
No.
Man, the soundproof.
But he gave me the opportunity to come through.
Remember, we was talking about podcasts.
Right, this is what I'm saying.
We've been on the table.
We've been talking about.
We were supposed to go see Flat World Man.
What Flat World? Oh, you talking about?
Remember that was the first. He was talking about podcast. We're gonna podcast. We're gonna go see the God, and then he did that, and then he was like, "Oh man, I don't know if we can go see him." I was like, "Why?" He was like, "He went Flat World on us."
Yeah.
But in the entertainment world, it didn't surprise me. In the entertainment world, when I seen B.O.O.B. Bound, whatever his name is, B.O.B. When he went that way, and I seen Shaq and a few other entertainers, but always at the foundation of their belief system, they always say, well, the Bible and the Bible and the Bible. And it's the Bible this, that, and the third, and 1611, and it's King James Version, and it's Protestant, and it's Baptist, and it's Pentecostal, and white Jesus start slipping in there, and that's why they said it was flat, and we're under grace now, and son, I know that whole storyline, okay? And I can say okay with that. I'm good with that. If you good with being that, you ain't this no more. But please tell the people you not this no more.
No, that's my point too.
I'm Lord Jamar, but I ain't Lord Jamar on the 5% Nathan. I'm Lord Jamar with these white folks, and I'm down with Flat World people. Tell that, say that. Don't be saying you down with the 5% Nathan, because that's not what our Father taught us, and that is not what we teach. We do not teach religion. And at the end of the day, I don't argue with their Flat World arguments. I only tell us what it is, because when you arguing a man over his religion, you need to be the same religion so y'all are debating the same subject matter. Other than that, you're coming at his throat. You can't convert him and he ain't converting you. So why? The father said, what are we debating? I'm not here trying to convert you over to this. You was this. They converted you over to that. You went to that. Now you that. You ain't this, dog. If you saying my word is bond, he's not this. He ain't this. He's not this. Wait.
He's not this.
He's not
that, right.
He's not this because he said the world is flat.
Right.
So I'm not saying that he can't do that and that if he believes it's right and exact and all that, I'm not getting into all of that. I'm saying the flat world people teach that.
Well, let me close out with this then. You know what I'm saying? Dealing with the flat world and whatnot. Because if you deal with a flat earth, what does that mean? What does that mean? Because if you was once this, then what does that mean? Does that mean that you're the earth now and that the sun is the woman revolving around you? How does that really correlate?
Well, I didn't think of that one.
I just want to know.
What if they not even using that concept at all? Because he's not using our concept. You're using our concept to describe his.
Right.
And I tell his concept is Bible. 16,
No. His concept, because he opens up every show with today's mathematics.
No, he's doing that now because he's in the habit of doing that. He was God.
But he's trying to make it seem like he's still.
No, but we're here. That's why we're here, letting everybody know that you're something like Wakil now.
Ooh.
You are.
Shit.
Because if you trying to make like you this, but you really not this, and you trying to act like we teach that and we don't teach that, or you so more enlightened than us because now you got that to add on to this, and that's all good, but you're not this. That's what I'm saying. You can't come to a laws rally. You can't come to a law school. You can't come to our science and teach that.
That was my point.
Because they not going, and it's not, I'm not going to do nothing. I'm going to be there, but I ain't going to do nothing to you. No. They're going to say, can you imagine?
That's my point. Like
I can't.
You come, because again, like if you
gonna make me think of born. What's his name?
No, don't go there.
It makes me think of that. What? I'm lying? It doesn't make you think of that?
Don't go there, God.
That's another one, though. I'm just using that as a for instance to say, when you come here teaching something that's not this, trust and believe this.
That's my point, God.
Medina's coming to see you.
But see, God, and us as civilized. No, you're right. But us as civilized people, God, we come and we agree with each other. As civilized people, and as we deal with
sometimes we're civilized people and we don't agree.
No, that's true. But I'm saying, but as this nation, so if I have the signs that I think that can add on to this nation or add on to a law world manifest,
where's Bone?
I'm gonna come and I'm gonna add on. I'm gonna build the scientists and the mathematicians
and see how it adds up.
And see how it adds. We're gonna all come together as one mind. What I'm saying is that he can't come amongst us with that and try to join on to this one mind with that outside teaching.
He could try.
He could try.
He has the right to try.
He has the right to try.
He can do like
but he won't. I can guarantee you, he won't come and try that.
What the fuck is
I can guarantee he would not come to a rally and stand up and say that he has found that the world is flat.
There's nothing wrong with him doing that.
No, there's nothing wrong
with
him.
We're not mad at you.
I'm saying that he doesn't. I'm sure he doesn't have the confidence to do that. He doesn't have the fortitude to do that.
Better than me. You calling him out when you say that.
Oh, well, yeah.
I'm just saying, but I'm saying that that's not a law's teaching.
Right, exactly.
Like if IAD was here, he would say, nah, that's not a law's teaching.
It's not a law's teaching.
If a law intelligence was here, he would say that is not a law's teachings. See, I'm just going.
What are you going to say that a law taught the white guy? No, but I'm saying, what would he say? Like, did a law get that from a white man or something? A law got the circumference of
a law get what from a white man?
The circumference of the planet Earth is 24,896. Did Elijah and a law and
I hear what he's saying when he says all of that. If he says that,
yeah, no, I'm saying because he might. I'm pretty sure he might see this and he might say and he might examine it and he might feel a way about it.
But even if he do, it doesn't mean nothing because you still can't come here and teach that. I don't care about all your other theories. It means nothing. It's what you feel, and then you can get in your feelings. But at the end of the day, you can't come to a law school and teach that. You can't. And it's not like I made this rule up. They was doing this since 1964, 10. Remember they said we agreed.
Okay. Well.
Peace, family.
Oh God, I appreciate you. Allah to God. God, I appreciate you, Almighty.
I appreciate coming.
Peace, God.
INFMEGA did this.